Hiya guys, thank you for everyone for joining today's web talk, adding an extra layer of security to protect your content. We've kept this session quite short for you guys, so a couple of slides and then straight on to a demonstration. So if you do have any questions today, type them in the chat box and then we'll get them answered for you at the end of the session. That's it from me. Over to Abby, our BA from Zizi.
Thank you, Nat. A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to the web talk. Add an extra security layer to protect your content. As the title indicates, today I'm going to introduce an extra security layer which we'll build on top of Alfresco. As we all know, Alfresco is an effective enterprise content management solution. We manage our personal and official data there. And now, our proposed solution will protect those data from external threats. Does these passwords look familiar to you guys? Do you use one of them? Believe it or not, most people's passwords aren't very good. These are the most common passwords found on the internet, thus making them the worst password that will expose anybody to being hacked or having their identity stolen. Even the multinational face the security threats. In 2011, hackers stole 77 million Sony PlayStation Network passwords. In 2012, 400,000 Yahoo email addresses were hacked. Apple's iCloud was also vulnerable to password hacks, which led to the celebrity photo hacking in 2014. The IRS got in trouble in 2015 for still using the password as password for their security system. Passwords ensures the security and confidentiality of data that is stored on various workstations and servers. It is your responsibility as a user to make sure that all your personal and company's data are protected to the fullest. Let us quickly look at the most common security threats we face in our organization. Hackers, as we all know, they are individuals who are trying to steal our data. Intellectual property theft. The method of operation here is to break into companies' IT assets, dump all the passwords, and over time steal gigabytes of confidential information such as patent, ideas, secrets, financial information, business plans, and so on. Botnet attacks. Cybercriminals use special Trojan virus to breach the security of several users' computers, take control of each computer, and organize all of the infected machines in a network of bots that the criminals can remotely manage. Finally, all-in-one malware. They will not only infect the end user, but also break into the company's website and modify them to help infect more victims. These all-in-one malware programs often come with management console so that their owners and creators can keep track of what the botnet is doing, who they are infecting, and which ones are more successful. So these are the security threats which we are facing in our day-to-day life when we are in an organization or even in our personal life. So, what are the main reasons for all these security threats? One of the main reasons is poor password management. Some of us have short password, easy to remember password, maybe our personal information or maybe a short name or a maximum password age, which means we are having the same password for a long time. So these are the things which increases our security threats. But don't worry about it. Our solution, Alfresco Secure Logging, is here to rescue you from all the security threats. Let me take into these features in detail. So apart from the simple Alfresco username and password, we have built an extra protecting layer with all these features which will help you to prevent other security threats entering and stealing your data which you have stored inside Alfresco. The first one, password strength checker. It helps to identify how strong is your password. The password strength checker shows how resistant a given password might be to password cracking attempts, such as dictionary attacks and so on. We tend to use an easy-to-remember password, for example, a keyboard sequence or very short names. These kinds of passwords increase our security risks. A study found that password strength are intended to motivate users to create stronger passwords in the interest of tightening security. Apart from password strength checker, we also have included reCAPTCHA into Alfresco. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this. On your system using this reCAPTCHA API, a significant number of users will be able to securely and easily verify they are human. However, CAPTCHAs aren't going away just yet. In case the risk analysis engine cannot confidentially predict whether a user is a human or an abusive agent, it will give more harder checkpoints to confirm and validate. So as you can see in this slide, maybe the first initial stage will be the reCAPTCHA, just a simple click. And if the system cannot identify whether you're a human or an abusive agent, then it will give hard checkpoints such as maybe audio or an image clip to identify the difference, so you can reassure that your security. The third one is two-factor authentication. As you can see in the picture, you have the best way to remotely log in, and you have two methods or factors to verify your identity. So initially with the username and the password of Alfresco, you try to log in. Then a security unique code will be sent to your mobile device. So you have to enter that mobile device's security code to your laptop or a desktop. So then you will securely log into Alfresco. Two-factor authentication is one of the best ways to protect against remote attacks such as phishing, credential exploitation, and other attempts to take over your accounts. Two-factor authentication strengthens your login security by requiring two methods or factors to reassure your identity. So now let me invite Ishani to show in a real scenario how Alfresco works with our extra protective layer. Over to Ishani.
Thanks, Abhi. Let's start logging to the application using administrator account. And now you can navigate into admin tools to create a new user. In the user tab, you can select the user and create a new user. In here, you can give any username. Let's give Ishani as a username. And for the email, you can give any validate email address. But when creating the password, you have to be more careful because Alfresco Secure Login has restricted user by giving some password. Let me demonstrate how it works. You can see there are 4 passwords. Let me talk about password number 1. When we using the password number 1, Alfresco Secure Login refused by showing it is too short in the status bar. Alfresco Secure Login configured it to have password between 3 to 50 characters. Next, number 2 as the password. As the same letter repeated several times, more than 4 times, password status showed as weak. Let me talk about password number 3. We all know this is a keyboard sequence. When we using this as a password, it says weak. Because keyboard sequence cannot be used as a strong password. So, our final option. This is our final option. This password has letters, numbers, and symbols on it. So when we're using this password, it says good, because the minimum requirement of a strong password is to have characters, symbols, letters on it, because no one can guess this kind of a password. Your account is safe. The advantage in the login is that you have forced to have a secure password. Finally, now we create a user. Alfresco Secure Login gives user the opportunity to add security to the account by enabling two-factor authentication. But before beginning the process, you have to install Google Authenticator on your mobile device. Using the application, you can generate the passcode. Adding two-factor authentication is a very simple process. After installing the application on your device, you can go into your account. In your account, you can navigate into user profile by navigate into my profile. Here, there's a tab called two-factor authentication. Once we enable the two-factor authentication, system will generate a unique QR code which need to scan using the mobile device. This is my mobile device. Let me show you how a mobile device can scan the QR code. After scanning the QR code, the application shows generated passcode to validate the two-factor authentication. You can see the passcode change every 30 seconds synchronized with the server. Now, when we log the system, ask him to enter the passcode to log into the account. And this is how you can enable the two-factor authentication. As Abhi mentioned, spammers and bots can attack system. But Alfresco Secure Login coming up with a feature of reCAPTCHA where no spammers and bots can access the account. Let's assume a bot tries to enter into the system with a wrong password. A system will ask to log again with reCAPTCHA. Though user can log into account several times, after 3 continuous attempts, account will lock. User has to wait for 5 minutes to log back again. This duration can be customized according to the requirement. To maintain the security within your company, you can introduce a password expiry policy where the user have to constantly change the password to avoid security threats. As for example, we have in such a way that password will expire in 10 days. You can change it according to your business environment. A message will start to pop up prior to the expire date. Let's assume today is 19th. So when user logged in 28th, then he could see the password expire message in the system. A system will show this kind of password prior to the expire dates. Hope you all got a basic idea on how Alfresco Secure Login works. Please contact us if you need more clarifications. Thank you.